We've got someone knocking on the door right now.
Oh, do we? All
Yes,
right.
we do. And in good timing because we were just about to move into the Super Twos and Super Threes chat. So let's
There
just
we
bring
go.
in the championship leader for the Super Threes. We'll just wait for a certain young jet pilot called Jobe Stewart, who's just about to join the room. So once we
Beauty.
hey, look at that.
Hey.
Hey Jobe.
All right, Joe.
Hey, how
All
are you?
right. So good timing, by the way. We were just talking about something we'd already closed off on the supercars and bits and pieces. We're about to get to you guys, and we were just having a chin wag about the possibility of one of your state compatriots, the Shahins, who are rumored to be putting a bid in to buy supercars and Phillip Island and whatever else they can put their money on and invest in the sport. The guys that have built and own the track at the Bend. Have you heard anything about that?
Uh, Only what I've seen on social media, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough. Good.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were going to say yes. I know all about it.
No, yeah,
All
I wish I
right,
knew
so
more about it.
everybody, I'd like to introduce to you Jobe Stewart, the current leader of the championship with Super Threes, who was down at Sandown on the weekend in the thick of it. It got a bit willing on the Sunday. The Saturday was a crazy race, but it was a clean race. But the Sunday was just mental. So, Jobe, welcome to the Chat with the Head podcast.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, it was a pretty hectic race on the weekend. After Saturday, didn't really show much, Sunday, I really turned it off. Yeah, it was a pretty good race.
The Saturday, where did you actually clip in outright on Saturday? Because you were second in Super Threes behind McLeod up until the point
Yeah,
where it was about a litre
yeah,
short.
yeah, that was a bit, obviously you don't want to win it like that, but it's still pretty lucky on my side as well for the
Mate,
championship
you
too.
take the W's any
Yeah,
day you get
exactly
them.
right. You take it where you can get it. But yeah, I think I was somewhere close to the top 10 on the Saturday.
Yeah, you were just outside like
Um,
12 or
yeah,
something.
yeah, something like that. And then,
Nice.
yeah, same on Sunday with all that carnage. I think I finished 11th in that one after starting, I think, back in 19th among the Super Twos.
Hang
Yeah,
on, let me
nice.
just, I've got Nat Soft here.
I remember. I remember looking at the. I think it was about midway through the race on Sunday, and I looked at the little podium or the totem pole down the side, and I think he was sitting about 14th or something at that stage. And
Yeah,
I went,
Yeah.
there was about 4 or 5 Super Two cars behind you, and I went, oh, geez, Jobe's having a bit of an all right race. So,
yeah. Yeah, it's always good when you
and
can,
then
qualify ahead of as many of them as you can. Because also with the Super Threes, it kind of, if you can out qualify as many of those as you can too, and then have a few Super Twos in between, it gives you a bit of a buffer as well. So that's always nice as well.
that's it. Yeah, give yourself that leeway so you don't have to worry about fighting
Yeah,
the people in your category. Yeah, hell yeah. Can just
yeah,
sit back and enjoy your own race then.
yeah, exactly right. Still good to race against the other Super 3 guys, but yeah, it's always good when you can just relax a bit.
That's it. Well, I mean, getting
Well,
yourself up there amongst the Super Two guys, though, is going to give you more experience once you finally get into that category. So,
Yeah, 100%. And you always got to work hard fighting those guys because obviously they want to pass you and go on to the next Super 2 guy. So, it gives you a bit more experience and helps with the racecraft.
hell yeah, that's it. You just got to avoid the carnage that's going on with them. So,
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly right.
well,
how
basically,
close
you
were you to
guys
any
have
of those
only got
accidents?
six Super Threes cars in the category this weekend. Out of the field, there were six Super Threes. You had Jet Johnson, Valentino Astudi, who I think was on debut. He's from Formula Ford, I think.
Yeah, he was.
Mason Kelly, who's I think been going all year in the Kelly Racing Art. You have the only Commodore VF. Everybody else is in a Nissan Altima.
Yeah, yeah, it was kind of split half and half at the start of the year because we had a few other guys who aren't racing now, like Matt McCutcheon and Chris Smurden and guys like that. But yeah, the field's got a little bit smaller, which is a bit disappointing. But
Yeah.
yeah, it seems like everyone's just wanted to go to the Nissan, which I can see why, because McLeod's been kind of dominant in the last few rounds. But yeah, it's still good to fly the flag for Holden, and then yeah, still beat all the Nissans, which is makes it even sweeter.
Well, even Ryan Gilroy jumped across
Yeah,
to
yeah, I
Altima
did see
this
that.
week.
Yeah, because he was in the Commodore with Morse
Yeah, yeah, he's in the
for the
Morse
first three
team. Yeah.
rounds, which he did kind of struggle in that thing, but
What's his first
yeah,
time in it? I think that was the first time they ran in the car.
yeah. No, they were at us when I was up at Winton with the Erebus guys a couple of weeks ago. He was testing the Nissan there with those guys, so he did get a few laps in it.
Yeah, well, that's fair. I mean, I
Yeah,
meant racing, the first
yeah,
race.
yeah, yeah. That was his first time racing it. Yeah, and I think he
Yeah.
did not too bad.
No, I think he did fine. Well, he got a little bit excited on the Sunday, which we'll get to, because he
Yeah,
ended up I'm not sure if he came back and clipped you on the way out. I think he hit you on the way out at
yeah. I
turn
think
two.
we were three wide going into there. I think Mason
Yeah,
was on the inside, and they kind of came together, and then into me as well.
yeah. And Cam McLeod, who's been fast all year, he's been your biggest threat all year.
Yeah,
Townsville and stuff, like the Townsville racing, and he again this weekend was fast as he was on it for sure. Unfortunately for Cam, running out of fuel on the last lap on the Saturday was your benefit. And standing next to your dad and your sister, and I don't know,
yeah,
well, is that your friends or your girlfriends or something like
yeah. That
your
was my.
team?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know who was there, but yeah, Dad, my mum, my sister, and my girlfriend.
Oh, your mum, your sister, your
Yeah,
girlfriend, and your dad. Just as you guys were finishing off, on Saturday. I walked up next to your family and your crew on the fence, and I tell you, the mood changed from lap 5 to the last lap. I guess
yeah,
there were some words coming out. There was some frustrations coming out about how Cam was still so fast, like legit, like outright position. How he was
yeah,
keeping that Ultima up there. Well, now we know he didn't conserve
Because he
any
had no
fuel.
fuel in the car. Yeah.
yeah,
and then it went from like 0 to hero. We've all lost our shit. Like everyone's dancing and screaming
yeah,
and big party. So that was
yeah. It was a
Saturday.
yeah, it was a bit of a weird mistake by them, but yeah, it's definitely cool when because on the radio I heard Terry Wahoon, who's on my radio, he said on the last lap, we think McLeod's got some issues, so just keep in it, don't give up, and then rolled out of turn 4 and saw him going slow on the side of the track, which gave me a bit of a smile, and yeah, when you come across the line, it's huge for points as well.
And it was only
Yeah.
because now I think off the top of my memory, I can't remember, but it might have been Zach Best was leading that race. And I think when the time ran out, the time certain,
Yeah,
he had just already crossed the line by about 1, maybe 2 seconds.
yeah,
So he had already
yeah. So it was,
started the final lap. If he was only a couple of seconds back, or maybe 3 or 4 seconds back, then that would have been
yeah,
the
that,
lap plus one, like time plus
yeah,
one, instead of the extra one that ended
yeah,
up being the lap plus one. So, yeah. Sometimes racing guys do work in your favor.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Might be worth sending Zach a thanks text for going that extra.
Oh, look,
yeah,
I can't remember off the top of my head if it was actually Zach that.
yeah. I think it was Ryan Wood
Oh, it might
because I
have
think he
been.
didn't end up
What
winning
was
that
he
race.
on? What was he on Sunday?
Oh yeah, I watched it back afterwards, and it was a bit um aggressive, but yeah, probably did need to calm it down a little bit.
I mean, we all
Cuz
know that
how close?
Super Twos. This is your second green race all year, yeah?
Um,
Without
on
a safety
Saturday,
car
yeah, I think I'm not really sure. I think we've had a
on the
couple.
Saturday.
Hasn't been too bad, yeah.
There's always safety cars in Super Twos. We know this. We know that you guys, you young blokes, just send it, and someone's going to
Yeah,
hit someone, and someone's going to
yeah,
put someone in the sand, and someone's hitting the wall, and someone just going on the inside and making a move when there's not one there. But that the opening lap on Sunday was mental.
yeah, yeah. I think maybe because Saturday there's still a race to go and a whole another day to go. Everyone kind of chills out a bit because they want to save their car and everything for the Sunday race, and then coming into that Sunday race, final race of the weekend, everyone kind of wants to make a statement because it's the final time to make points and make up positions. So yeah, just on that first lap, everyone just tries to be a hero. For some people, it doesn't work out, obviously. But yeah, some
How
people,
close were you to those those wrecks that were going on down the back stretch there? Like, did you have to avoid them, or were you far enough back that they're all done by the time you went past?
Yeah, the one on the start I think happened right behind me, so I got pretty lucky there.
Yeah.
And then the one where I think Aaron Love got turned down the back straight, I think pretty much everyone in the field had to avoid that because he was, you come out of turn 4 and you look up the back straight and you see a bunch of smoke and you can't really see the car. And luckily he kind of pulled off to the side of the track, which was lucky for us. But you just roll out of the throttle a bit and just keep your eyes peeled for a car that could be stopped in the middle of the road. So yeah, everyone I think in front and behind of me would, have done the same thing and just kind of pooed their pants a bit, looking through the smoke. Yeah.
No days of thunder action. Yeah, just
Yeah.
send it. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
That's the way to do it.
Woody was just, he was sending it left and right. He he was on a mission, and Love was actually the innocent victim of that one. That was more on Vaughan on the kink.
Yeah.
Just didn't
it's
give
always
Wood
going to be
enough
hairy
room on
going.
the inside, like to
Yeah.
stay on, and then just bounced off him and pit maneuvered Vaughny and Love, and that was the end of it.
Yeah. It's always going to be hairy going 3 wide through that because you're going flat out through a kink. It's probably not the best place to go 3 wide, but Aaron Love had the best run of them all, and he was just an unfortunate one. But I think even with Ryan Wood being so aggressive as he was, it is kind of good for the category and good for the TV, although it caused a safety car in the end. And obviously it's worked out for him because he's got a main game drive next year, so teams probably love that aggressive driving style. And
Oh no, they don't. It's expensive. They do.
oh yeah, it's
not.
expensive, but when it goes right, he's showing that he's not afraid to stick his nose in, on other drivers, no matter who it is, and just get his name out there.
Well, how
He's
there were
got
no
it.
penalties issued? I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, he did redress straight away, which I think would help, but that kind
Oh,
of
that one's fine. That redress was
Yeah.
fine when he already tagged Lovey at a turn 1, coming into 2, and he had a move there, and he redressed it into 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
No,
fine. That was.
The one down the backstretch, there can't be any penalties for that. That's just racing. That's just 3 guys. Unfortunately, you're not going to get 3 cars go into that part of the track side by side without something happening. So that's
I have an
I don't
Erebus
think there was any
rear wing
penalty
off the JPS car that says he
I
can't
was-
do that either.
I was going to say that was kind of reminiscent to that accident, actually.
Yeah,
So,
when Kelly plucked it off the back of Luke Yilden, and then
yeah,
and with Reynolds and Yilden back in the day, I have the rear wing of that car sitting in the front in the lounge room.
nice.
That was a 3 wide. That was exactly the same situation.
Yeah.
That was a 3 wide at the kink.
Yeah, it just doesn't
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, I reckon you could probably argue that, Vaughan had a bit to do with it, or, Ryan Wood had a bit to do with it. But yeah, when you're going 3 wide through there, it's always 90% of the time something's going to go wrong, I'd say.
I mean, you're a racing driver, so that's the thing. You're not gonna slow down just to let someone pass. If you're sitting side by side, you don't want to be the one that pulls out of the throttle and gives up position. So, you can see why it happens. It it's
Well, it
it's a
happened
bit
because
silly,
Vaughan.
but nobody's going to give it up.
It happened because Vaughny bumped into Wood because Wood was pushing him off the circuit, and then he just bounced back and just tagged
Yeah.
Lovey, and he got blindsided. Lovey was already ahead of him. He'd already left those 2 behind him. He needed about another foot. He would
it
have
was
been
bloody
right.
close, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was the tiniest little
Yeah.
tag. Zane Morse.
Tell you what, though, it entertained everyone in the grandstand. I'll tell you that much right now. So,
Zane Morse, what's your take on not pulling into pit lane after he hit Bestie?
I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Did you see it? Did you watch the have you seen the replay of the race
Yeah, I
since you
did
got
watch
home?
the replay.
It's a weird one, wasn't it?
Yeah, in hindsight, he definitely should have pulled into the pit lane, but I'm not sure. Maybe he thought the car was okay, and the team might have said, just drive past us once to check it.
Yeah, we don't know which way the call went.
But then, it was too late at that point. Obviously, just the smoke pouring out of it and destroyed the tire in the end.
Yeah, and then another safety car. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard to say what the call was with the team and stuff there, but I'm not
Yeah,
really
we
sure.
don't. Well, Rowan and I were just talking about it before. We don't know which way the call went.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, you'd probably, I don't know, if you had a pretty big hit like that, you'd probably feel the damage. And yeah, I don't know.
You would, wouldn't you? You're the
Hard to
driver.
say.
Like, fill us in. So if you rear end somebody up there and then you T-bone them at much slower speed, but you bounce off and then
Yeah.
you feel your car. So you've had a couple of taps. I mean, you got tapped on turn 1 by Gilroy when he came across your nose, and you
Yeah.
were lucky not to be put out of the race altogether with a broken steering arm, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
How was your race for the rest of that? How was your car feeling? And
Oh yeah, it was okay. I think I just had a bit of the bumper got pushed in a little bit to the bonnet, which had a bit of a dent in it, which, that's just cosmetic stuff. It's not really going to hinder you too much,
No.
which I, got pretty lucky there. But yeah, with Morse, it's probably pretty tricky from the driver's seat to actually know what the damage is. If the car still feels reasonably fine and just a tyre robbing, you probably think it's all right.
Yeah.
And obviously you want to keep going and get as many points as possible. So yeah, it's a pretty tough one to call, that one.
Yeah, fair call. Fair call. Well, you're still leading the championship now, mate, because guess what? You got 300 points. And for circumstances, which is just a bad day, we all have them, a bad
Yeah.
round. Cam McLeod got 0.
Yeah, it's
2
pretty good
DNFs.
for the championship for me. Puts me in a good position going into the last 2 rounds. Now I just got to still try and drive as fast as I can, but also have that in the back of my mind that I just need to drive safe and not have any DNFs, and it's pretty much home from there.
So which are your 2
Yeah, so-
last rounds? Is it Bathurst and
Yeah, we got Bathurst and
Adelaide?
then Adelaide. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, which will be pretty cool. Bathurst will be crazy. It was crazy in '86, so I can't really imagine it in a supercar. And then Adelaide will be pretty hectic too. After we've already had Newcastle and Townsville, 2 street tracks this year. To finish off Adelaide will be a pretty hectic race amongst all the Super 2s.
What's the point structure like in Super 3s? Like, if you just finish and get decent results for the rest of the championship, have you pretty much got it wrapped up, or is there still a chance that?
I think pretty much, because of the low numbers in the class, if you say come 5th or 6th, you still get a fair few points. It's just a DNF which really hurts you with 0 points. So yeah, just to finish each race here would be, still hopefully enough points to do it. Yeah.
So it seems a lot easier to do, but as you said, when you go on to tracks like Bathurst and Adelaide, it's and they're probably the two least tracks you want to go to in terms of I just need to finish the race and keep the car in one piece. They're the 2 most risky ones to go to. Yeah.
And when you're still racing amongst all those Super 2 guys, they obviously don't want to back down. They're still fighting for their championship too. So you just got to take it easy.
Question for you. You're in the VF Commodore. These guys are all bought Nissan Altimas for the Super 3s category. Compared to the ZB and the Mustang, how different is your ZF to the ZB? What are you giving away? How much are you giving away? Because you've actually got in-car roll bar, front and rear roll bar adjusters, and the current Gen 3s don't.
No, yeah. Yes. Yeah, we actually do have a fair bit of, adjustment on the fly, and we've got all the knowledge as well because the cars have been raced for so long, probably a fair bit more knowledge than the Gen 3s. But compared to the ZBs and the Mustangs, the cars are actually really similar through the slow speed stuff. Like, say, go to Winton through all the tight stuff at the back. That's where it's all similar. But then through the sweeper and, say, at Bathurst, through all the fast stuff over the top, that's where you'll notice a difference just because they got that little bit extra aero and the bigger rear wings and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's where all the time goes. And it's normally about half a second-ish per lap slower, the VF to the ZB.
Okay. Okay, half a second. Around Bathurst or just in generally on the circuits?
Say with the longer lap at Bathurst, maybe closer to a second. But
There
around
might be a bit
Sandown,
more.
it's about half a second. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, you're still finishing ahead of half of the Super 2s field.
Yeah. Yeah, because, it's the gap's only half a second, and few, say half of the field can probably stay within the half a second of the guy who poles in Super 2. And then there's a few that drop below that, just, from struggling with setup or whatever. So yeah, if we can nail our car and be, maybe even closer than half a second to the top of the Super 2 guys, that'll probably put us somewhere in the top 10. Like you saw Cam McLeod at Townsville qualified, I think 4th overall.
Yeah. He almost got podium. He almost got
Yeah.
an outright podium, which is
Yeah, it was
ludicrous.
pretty good. The Super Twos, I think, had a red flag in their quali, which kind of compromised a few of the guys. But yeah, it still shows that our Super 3 cars can be up there.
What's he like as a
Are you-
bloke?
Um, he's not too bad. I think I haven't really spoken to him too much, to be honest.
Yeah, okay. I
After,
thought you guys
yeah,
were all hanging out and knowing each other and
no, not
no?
really, because yeah, in the first race we came together and he got a penalty, and after that, I don't think he's really wanted to speak to me. So yeah,
Ah, so he's one of those. Bit of a sook. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, I've spoken to a few of the guys in Super 2. I'm mates with a few of those guys. But yeah, Cam McLeod, I haven't really spoken to him too much.
Yeah, okay. No,
Are
just
you,
curious. I've never actually met the young bloke, so
are you
I
guys
wouldn't.
doing the 250k race at Bathurst this year?
I don't think so. No, I think it'll just be the same as what we've been doing, the 40-minute races.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks. I was looking forward to that.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool if they brought it back. It'd really set, the young guys up for the enduros and stuff as well.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I reckon. So that's a shame. Oh, still, you're getting to drive around Bathurst. That's
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
enough. Doesn't matter how long it is. Any
Well,
lap around
hopefully
Bathurst.
Yeah,
this
hopefully
year
with
you're not the
rotating cars.
sacrificial lambs being thrown out in the belting rain like last year.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know. Haven't really seen the forecast or anything yet, but hopefully it's a bit more dry than last year.
I don't think it's. I
Pretty,
think. I don't know. Someone's
pretty
talking
sure it's
about.
going to be warm and dry.
No,
And hot.
I'm seeing some clowns putting out this 1 month long range forecast saying it's going to be, showers and stuff, but it won't be Noah's Ark like it was last year. It was out of control.
Yeah, it'd be pretty hard to beat last year. But I've never really driven the supercars in the wet before ever. So if
Oh,
it does
really?
rain, yeah, I've never done it. So if it does rain, that'll be my first time in it.
Yeah,
I like it when
because
it's
you're in
And
the
sunny.
yeah,
86s,
what a
yeah.
track to do it at.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, well, thanks for coming on. 100%. It's all very exciting. You've got the championship lead. You've still got the 999 on the side of your car
Yeah,
in orange, bright orange numbers, which we love. Terry Wyhern
yeah,
with Image Racing is looking after you this year. You're part of the Erebus Academy, and you projecting yourself in magnificent form because you legitimately are kicking half the Super Twos cars' butts in a car that's about what 3 years older than theirs.
yeah. I think something like that. I'm not really sure on the specifics, but say yeah, 3 years on average.
Yeah.
Do you have any talk on next year yet? Are you any Super Twos teams interested, or is there any hope to move straight up into Super Two next year, or are you just too early to tell yet?
Well, yeah, that's definitely my goal for next year to go up to Super 2. And I'll try to stay with Terry and Image, if possible. That'll
Yeah.
be 100% the goal. And nothing's really set in stone or anything yet. But yeah, my plan is to go up, hopefully win the championship this year, and then that'll set me up perfectly to go into Super 2 next year and give it my best crack.
Well, you just got yourself a new sponsor at the moment, haven't you? Schmick.
Yeah, yeah, Shamik Transport. Yeah, they've luckily jumped on board for the second half of the season. The car actually looks like a race car now with a sticker on the side.
Yeah. You've been running around with a white side way too long.
Yeah, the car looks really good. I reckon it's been pretty simple, but yeah, still
It's
looks really
looking pretty
good.
schmick. See
Yeah,
what I did? Yeah, okay. I was the first one to do that, by the way.
Oh God,
yeah,
Dave. It's me that's meant to make the shit dad jokes, mate, not you.
Mate, the day he posted that up on the video on the socials, I made the same dumb joke, and I'm still thinking it was good.
yeah. I'm sure many other
Love it.
people have made the same joke.
No doubt. No, you got a car that looks like racy. You're racy yourself, so we got your back, mate. You're welcome on
Yeah,
here
cheers.
anytime. Thanks for coming on the first chance, just to have a wrap up of the weekend at Sandown. What do you think of the circuit?
Oh, it's wicked. I hope they never get rid of it, to be honest.
Unfortunately, we all do, but that's not happening.
Yeah. In the dry, it's pretty crazy, because all the bumps and stuff. It's kind of like driving in the wet, even when it's dry, just trying to get the traction down and the curbs and everything. It just, yeah, throws everything at you. And then, yeah, in the wet, it's one of the toughest tracks, I reckon. Last year in the Toyota, when I drove there in the wet, just because of the surface changes, every corner you go through has just got a different grip level. So it's, I reckon, a real driver's track. And yeah, it's pretty unique.
Yeah, last year was filthy. Last year was freezing cold and belting rain and
Yeah.
wind coming in sideways. And
Yeah, coming back
that
this
was
year, I'm pretty
disgusting.
glad it was sunny. It's pretty unusual for Melbourne, but yeah, it
we
was
couldn't have got
definitely
it any
way
better.
better than last year. No,
It was
yeah, it was
absolutely
perfect.
brilliant. I'm going down to Phillip Island this weekend to see Reece McCarthy zoom around in the V's, and I
Oh, yeah.
think we got a big cold front coming through, so it's going to be one of those
Yeah.
frigid PI weekends.
Yeah, and especially being
Take
right near the coast and everything as well.
Oh, it's horrible.
time to take the race suit off the wall again, Dave.
Yeah, I did that last time. I actually wore that underneath my clothes, my race suit, just as a windbreaker.
That's gold. You can just see you walking around the track with your race suit on. I'm surprised,
all
surprised
the
you haven't
gear
tried
and
to get
no
yourself
ID,
into
mate.
the car with one, actually. Yeah.
I reckon the Erebus Army would love that.
Just someone
Yeah.
give me a helmet. I'll just pretend. Like, they won't know. Everyone's got a face on. No one knows who's in it. So when are you taking me for a hot lap, mate?
I don't know. Whenever you want.
Oh, mate, I want whenever. Like, I'll be there for.
Don't say that to him.
I see you at Bathurst. We'll go in Bathurst. Just strap the seat in on the left. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure. We always have the seat in the truck, but we probably do it if we've got some sponsors or something coming to a
I'll
round.
sponsor you. How much to sponsor you?
I don't know, however,
We'll talk
however much you
offline.
want. This depends on the size
We'll
of the
talk off
sticker.
the chat. We'll talk
Yeah.
after this. We'll
All
wrap
right.
this up and we'll
How big's your
we'll have a
wallet?
chat.
Done.
I think I can like give you the next door neighbor's cat and a whole bunch of Lego. So cool. All right, Jobe, thank you very much for coming on. Congratulations on leading the championship. You got 2 more rounds
thanks.
to go. It's not done. You do have some legit competition. You are the only Commodore, again, in a sea of Nissan Altimas, and you're going to have to push pretty hard up the mountain because you know how it works up there. You've done it before. You know how it works. It's no one gets an easy ride up there. So
No.
looking forward to seeing you on the hill in a couple of weeks' time. Thanks again for coming on, mate. And we'll just keep an eye on you and everybody else who wants to follow. Where can they find you? How do people get in touch to give you some money for some sponsorship?
If they want to, they can just jump on my Facebook, flick me a message, or Instagram, Jobe Stewart Racing. It's all the information's there, and yeah, just check me out and give me a follow.
So that's Jobe Stewart Racing, all one word.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Jobe, Jobe, Stewart, Stewart, not the other Stewart. We don't worry about them. Give the money to the wrong bloke. Jobe Stewart Racing. Everybody, get behind this young bloke. He's got a future. We know he does. We support him. We love him. We love seeing him race. He might be a bit of a quiet guy, but when the car gets turned on, stand back because he's blowing everyone's doors off. So congratulations on leading so far, mate. And we will see you shortly. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks heaps, guys.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the rest of the season.
Cool.
Yeah,
Have a good
definitely,
one.
mate. Smash it. We'll see you at Bathurst.
One
Yeah,
question
see you
before
there.
you go. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No, definitely not.
Okay, I used to like you. Now we're fighting. All right, you're done.
Quick, kick him out. Kick him out. Yeah.
All right, mate. Cheers.
All
Talk
right,
to you
yeah,
soon.
thanks, guys.
See you
ya.
in the mountain.
Thanks, Jobe. See you, mate.